Hey guys, so I've been wanting to do a video talking about Geeks and Gamers for a while now, but I just haven't had the time to talk about them. But now I actually have the chance. I have like a couple of days off, so here we are. I'm going to talk about Geeks and Gamers. So first of all, who is Geeks and Gamers? Geeks and Gamers is a commentary channel that have usually focused more on either like Star Wars or Marvel or like whatever comes to their mind. Mostly they usually commentate on like how Kathleen Kennedy is a horrible producer, how Star Wars has gone downhill.
Truthfully, I just don't care about Star Wars. I don't care enough to talk about this stuff because Kathleen Kennedy has completely ruined Star Wars in my eyes. It's completely dead to me.
Some celebrity political views and stuff.
Tom Hanks is really starting to look bad. I'm not saying he's guilty of anything. I'm not. What I'm saying is, where there is smoke, there might be fire. And the more Tom Hanks passionately tries to tell everyone how bad Orange Man is and how dangerous he is, and then you start seeing all of these things add up. Now, let's just look at the facts of the situation. Tom Hanks, along with so many others in Hollywood, was very, very vocal in talking about how dangerous Donald Trump was. And it was so dangerous if this man got power. And they've been so anti-Trump on this brigade since Trump got in office. Okay, that is a fact. Tom Hanks did do that, correct? Okay, we are with a woke character getting even woker. That's the answer. Yeah, our ratings plunged. Nobody liked this show. People made fun of it. So what do? We make it even woker. Because the white liberals, the powerful white liberals, are here to tell you what you need. And they're here to use people's race and their gender and their sexual preferences to push a narrative. So any criticism of this decision or this character of this show will be simply labeled an ist or an ism and angry men in their basement, yada yada yada. Today we are talking more about the High Republic because the High Republic continues to prove me right when I said it was SJW garbage. Almost every person attached to the High Republic seems to have a problem with white people. The official Star Wars account has now admitted to exactly what we've been accusing this company of for years, that they support racism as long as it's against white people. They have taken 40 years worth of fans and stories and transformed it into a social justice propaganda machine.
And so on. Now, there are a lot of people who are usually involved with Geeks and Gamers, such as Ivan or that Star Wars girl, but mostly on this, I'm going to be focusing mostly on Jeremy. Just because he's the face of the company and the one that most people usually talk about whenever they bring up Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy seems like the most focused here, so I'm just going to be focusing on Jeremy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty sick and tired of this whole drama between the Disney Star Wars movies. Now, there are some people out there that do actually give a pretty non-biased viewing point of it, but a lot of the time it's usually just very negative. And they usually depict it like it's like the worst thing of all times. Well, I'm not saying you have to like the movies. Hell, I don't even like the movies myself. But just saying that these are like the worst things that happen to cinema when there are clearly movies that have done so much less and tried so much less and are even more evil of how incorporative they are, it seems pretty pathetic, in my opinion, to say that the Disney Star Wars movies are the worst thing to happen to cinema. When there are clearly some effort that actually went into it, there are also other things that are also not ignored for criticism. And I think if you're actually going to review it, you should at least go in for like a non-biased review for it. Geeks and Gamers are a depictable point of why the Disney Star Wars movies are not particularly great. And they go around basically looking around on any information that Kathleen Kennedy has said or Rian Johnson and just take out pretty much everything that they have said and basically turn it into something negative. No matter what their agenda is, no matter what they've done, it's always depicting as something incredibly negative. And the worst thing about it is that they're constantly still doing this, not just from Kathleen Kennedy, but also other producers as well. It also seems to me that Geeks and Gamers are trying really hard to stay relevant, just spamming out content as much as they can in order to stay relevant, when it's clearly they're losing their touch and people are losing interest in them. I'm starting to lose interest in Geeks and Gamers. At first they were fine, but now it just feels competitive. Their content feels competitive. The way they produce it seems competitive. It's getting really old and really tiring really fast now, in my personal opinion. Jeremy also has a political channel where he usually talks about politics, and as you can tell, he is a massive Trump supporter.
In fact, I have this quote from Donald Trump, this clip where Donald Trump, this is 2 years ago, where then President Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America and the greatest president of my lifetime. And all I'm saying is, even if you are a Trump hater, you have to look at this situation and you have to say to yourself, this looks very, very suspicious right now. There's a lot of smoke here, a lot. And again, we've heard the media, we've heard Hollywood, we've heard all of the wokeness for the last 4 years, all of the virtue signaling. All of them claim how bad he is and how horrible he is. Meanwhile, you got Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson going to Greece to become citizens. Ultimately, my video here, and you know on this channel, I try to stay above making blanket political statements. I'll tell you how I feel. You know I'm a Trump supporter, and I've been a Trump supporter from the beginning.
Now, I'm not going to shame Jeremy for being a Trump supporter. That's not what I'm here for. But I feel like this is probably a good time to lead in to the thing that happened between him and Zack Snyder. For those of you who don't know, when making Justice League, Zack Snyder's adopted daughter committed suicide, which was a big promotional footage for the Snyder Cut. Geeks and Gamers then set up this suicide awareness charity that they managed to raise loads of money for. Zack Snyder did at first, he did appreciate it, but it looks like that in a live stream between him and some other YouTubers, he threw Geeks and Gamers under the bus.
Just a quick thing before we get started, I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really, we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message. And of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And
now, whether or not Zack Snyder did throw Geeks and Gamers under the bus, it doesn't actually show a very good light for what Geeks and Gamers is. The thing is, no matter what views you point with your opinions, no matter if it's to do with a movie or to do with the industry or political, at least someone out there, at least something out there, it will eventually fire back at you. So no matter what you say, no matter what you do, eventually it will fire back at you. And because of Geeks and Gamers' attack on the industry, because their political views, it looks like that Warner Brothers didn't want anything to do with Geeks and Gamers. And it looks like that Warner Brothers told Zack Snyder to not associate themselves with Geeks and Gamers. This is what I mean by with your own views can easily fire back at you as quickly as you possibly can if you're not careful with them. Now you can easily, even though you have every right to express any opinion as you like, it can still be very dangerous for you to actually express it because it can easily fire back at you, and it can easily make people turn away from you no matter what your agenda was, no matter what you think. It can easily destroy you in that moment. And that's sort of what happened between Geeks and Gamers and Zack Snyder. Because of Geeks and Gamers' own views on politics, their attack on the industry and Kathleen Kennedy and the Star Wars movies, because of that, it made Warner Brothers panic, it made Zack Snyder panic, and for that, Zack Snyder just said, nope, don't want to be associated with Geeks and Gamers. So yeah, that's all I can really say about Geeks and Gamers. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but yeah, what do you guys think of Geeks and Gamers? I'd love to hear what you guys think of them. And yeah, bye.